Hello, welcome to How to Play Push Your Luck, a dice game for two players. Now, this is a game you could play online at playdicegames.com, which is shown here, and it's circled as Push Your Luck. This is what the board will look like. You'll need something similar to that, and you'll need 4 dice, and you'll need some markers. I used golf tees. Now, try not to judge my terrible craftsmanship too harshly. I made this somewhat hastily, and I'll probably eventually make something better. But anyways, each turn you're going to roll the dice, and then you're going to group them into very specific numbers. In this case, this is the possibilities. We could have grouped to 3, 5, 6, or 8, and then whatever the other 2 dice are, once you group the 2 dice together, that's the other number you have. On your first turn, you need to be able to put the white golf tees, which are your flags, essentially, or your white markers, your primary markers. You'll need about 9 markers, 3 of 3 different colors. Try to keep them uniform like this. Something similar would work. And basically, those are telling you where your position is if you choose to push your luck and keep rolling. Now, all you have to do on your turn is roll the dice and place the markers and decide if you want to stop. In this case, player 2 stops. He puts his colored golf tees in those places, and then he passes the turn order over to player 1, who then rolls the dice himself and then tries to position the golf tees according to the numbers that he wants to use. Now, if you cannot make a legal play, you bust. And as you go along in this game, the difficulty for busting goes down. It becomes quite more likely, especially if you have higher and lower numbers that aren't in the middle ranges. So it's somewhat of a good idea if you have the 10 or the 12 to end your turns fairly early, while if you have a 6, you're more likely to roll a 6 than you are to roll a 10. And so the number of holes you need for each number is a simple pattern. It's 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13 on the 7, then back to the 11, back to the 9 on 9, back to the 7 on 10, the 5 on 11, and the 3 on 12. So that's all the holes you need. You could probably do this another way. You could probably use marbles for this. There's so many different possibilities. But it's a very, very simple game, and it's a lot similar to Can't Stop, the rules being slightly different. This game is very unforgiving. Once you have your 3 numbers selected, you're stuck with them, which means busting will occur more often than it does in Can't Stop, because I think Can't Stop's rules, you can have more numbers than the first 3. This game, you're limited to just 3 numbers that you have to continuously roll. And so we enjoy this game quite a bit, which is probably why I need to just go ahead and buy Can't Stop, because you can play this with a Can't Stop board. It has all the pieces you already need. But if you can't find it, or you're a do-it-yourselfer and you love building things, this is one of those games. If you have the drill bit, some wood, preferably some paint so it looks better than what I did, you should definitely do this. This is a very, very good game. Good for pubs, good for families. If there was a better way to have a travel version of this, it'd be even better. I wouldn't recommend playing on paper because of the nature of busting and having to rewrite. It just doesn't work as well. You need some physical components to make this work. But yeah, rocks, marbles, golf tees, anything associated with peg games, this is definitely one of them. So now we're getting close to the finish. Both player 1 and player 2 have reached the final spots on the 10 and the 4 trees. And once you've gotten to that point, you can no longer use that number in your roll. That number is no longer good for you. So once you get 2 spots at the very end, you're less likely to be able to push your luck and keep rolling and have success without busting. You're going to bust a lot more often once you get 2 markers to the very end. So we're going back and forth. Players are busting, see if they have anything that they can do. Player 1 went ahead and moved his piece up and ended his turn. Player 2 did the same thing. It's back and forth. But now player 1's pressing the luck, so he's realizing the game's coming pretty close to being over. And they're stopping there. Now it's player two's turn. Back to player one. He busted on that roll. And yeah, very simple game. Really fun to play. Teach in almost no time. Very simple concept. And it's just exciting, and it's one of those games you want to play over again. Despite it being a completely free game, it's just that good. It's a Sid Saxon created Can't Stop, and I think this was basically made off of it using similar rules, but just a little bit simpler than Can't Stop's rules. And it's overall enjoyable. Now it's interesting. Now we got player 2 has rolled 12. He's covered all 3 spots. He wins the game. So like always, if you want to meet up in public, play some cards, meet some new people, get some new friends, come to the subreddit Card Game Meetups. Hopefully one day we will have a meetup. Just post your city, what games you know, what you're wanting to learn, what you're wanting to play, what public place you want to meet up at. Who knows, somebody from your city will eventually respond, and hopefully we'll have a game sometime. If you like these videos, go ahead and click like and subscribe. You'll be the first to see the new videos as they come out. They come out at random times. I don't necessarily have a set schedule and when I release videos, so you definitely want to subscribe so you can get them as soon as you can. And I'll see you next video.